5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, welcome back to my channel Expressing DNA. I am Laura Price, your hostess with the mostest, here to share with you a story about this little journal that I just finished the other day. I'm finishing my last sequence with the gene keys. I started this journal technically March when I wrote start with a little seed and plant coming out of it, because as I mentioned in my first video, it's the start that stops most. Just getting started can, of course, synchronistically, I finished the last page of this journal as I finished the last sequence. The title of it is Be Brave with Your Life. I think that was very fitting when starting my Gene Keys journey. The first sequence that I started in here was the activation sequence, which is the first sequence of the Golden Path, the foundation. When I first started the sequence, I was basically practicing handstands every day. I had already started to play around with them in yoga, but was starting to find more balance in them. Looking back, the physical body, the activation sequence, and handstands is a lot of physical body, and both of them contain challenge and having breakthroughs and finding core stability within yourself. And that's the core of the activation sequence. And I was finding that core within myself physically while practicing handstands. The next sequence that I completed in here was the Venus sequence, which has to do with love and your heart, healing wounds, traveling back in childhood and healing those wounds as well. Before I started the Venus sequence, I did a light activation meditation with my friend Jenna. She would lead people through meditations with this LED light that flashed in your eyes. And I remember being pulled into this hypnosis state, and I asked a question out loud in my consciousness of, I want to heal, where should I begin? All of a sudden, all around me, I could see like veins and a heartbeat and walls and different sources of light. And I realized in that moment that I was in my mother's womb. The answer to the question was, you need to start at your childhood, like start the healing in your mother's womb, basically. So what's funny is the Venus sequence is traveling backwards all the way into your mother's womb. On top of that, at the same time I was starting the Venus sequence, I moved to the city of where I was born. Started the Venus sequence, moved into the house I was living at, and I lived there for 7 months, and that's exactly how long it took me to complete the Venus sequence. During that time, my grandmother passed away. She left me with a little bit of money and a little note. After the Venus sequence, I knew that I wanted to do more with the Gene Keys. People started having a lot of questions of, what is it? How do you use it? And started to become passionate about sharing the Gene Keys, because I was like, well, wait, this is available to everyone. I wanted to do it in a way that was in integrity with the company. And right at that time, they came out with the Guides program. It was a program specifically designed to help people become Gene Key guides. So with the money that my grandma left me, I used it to purchase the Guides program. The last sequence that I just finished recently was a 4-month deep dive, and the Pearl sequence is about prosperity and clarity of the mind. And it was very synchronistic to where I feel like I am right now in life, creating this YouTube channel to where I can start sharing the Gene Keys. And I became an official guide with the Gene Keys website. So now you can find me on thegenekeys.com. Just taught my first solo dance class, which has been a dream. Completing the Pearl sequence and completing this journal feels like things have come to somewhat of a closure of a container, but now it feels like I can go even further. I hope this video has been insightful. It definitely has been fun to share. You can find more information about me on my website at expressingdna.com. I also have an Instagram where I share a lot of my dance, which is also Expressing DNA. Make sure to give this video a like if you liked it. Comment any questions you have about the Gene Keys or for me. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, because it's going to keep getting better, cooler, funnier, who knows what else, but only you can find out by subscribing. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.